Hi guys, welcome back to ARIKE'S Arena and welcome to another episode of Breathe. My name is Heyyyy Arenians and I'm your host for this season, and subsequent seasons. So for those who are new to the channel, Breathe is intended to be a very relatable show where our guests come to share their experiences, share their stories with the hope of inspiring somebody out there to know that whatever it is you're going through, you're not alone. You know, somebody has been there before and they've gotten through it, which means you can as well. So yes, welcome to Breathe. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, tell somebody about the Arenian family, you know, do all the usual. And for my Arenians that have been with me throughout this growth journey, I love you guys. Like, I love you for loving me. Anywho, without further ado, let's get to the show. Hi Jibola, welcome to ARIKE'S Arena. Welcome to Breathe. Sorry, you guys. Before we go for that, so Jibola is not a novice to this thing. She's a fellow YouTuber. So I think I'm gonna put our handles here and all of that. Anyways, Jibola, welcome. It's an honor to have you here. You see, wait. No, what do you want to say? You want to whine? No, we're not doing that here.
I know you do it here.
First off, you know, the whole idea of Breathe is to relate to your story and all of that. So it means we need to know you to relate to your story. So tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, my name is Jibola, and yeah, I'm a medical student living and existing in Ondo City.
You said that living and existing?
Yeah. And yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I make medical school videos, live content. So you guys will see when you come over. So yeah, it's a privilege to be on this show. Actually, it's a dream that I'm on a channel.
Hey, is that your dream? You should not be wanting me like that. That's how PD2 was doing his own. Okay, so let's get straight into it, right? You know, I wanted to pick the topics for Breathe. We were particular about the topics being relatable and coming from a place of experience, which was why we wanted our speakers to choose their topics, you know, a story they want to tell the world. And you chose self-love. I'm sorry, I find you one kind. I'm sorry, I wouldn't peg you for somebody who had to struggle through self-love. You come across as somebody who, you know, has it all together, you know, mommy, you got the money. Why are you struggling to love yourself? I don't understand.
Okay, let me say this. Self-love is not just about the physical. It comes from within, and it's a journey. So it's not just something that you start and you stop. Okay, you want to love yourself for this particular month. So it's a journey that you have to grow through. So I'm actually in that state right now, going through that journey to love myself completely. So yeah, I decided to pick that topic so that I know that, you know, I might find other people that are going through the same thing. You know, so yeah.
Okay, so your response just gave me an insight, right? I think it even speaks to the fact that there are a lot of people that, you know, have this assuming confidence. You know, people see them from afar and they're like, like this life, like this person I want to have, you know, I want this life. And these people, you understand, and these people are struggling with their own insecurities and all of that, and they have to consciously remind themselves to love themselves, you understand? So I'm sensing that's your story, right? What exactly is self-love to you?
To me, like I said earlier, self-love is a journey that you have to consciously take to love yourself regardless of
the situation,
other people. Let's come with other people now, because actually, like, even jollof rice has enemies. Like, you definitely have people that don't like you.
I'm sorry, is jollof rice not supposed to have enemies?
No, jollof rice slaps. Like, so you have to like constantly love yourself, choose yourself first, come true for yourself. Because if we're friends and I don't come true for you, I don't show up for you when you need me, you'll be like, okay, I'm a bad person. So you have to constantly show up for yourself. Do you get? So yeah.
So now, this is quite personal to me because friends who know me know I help myself. No, see, nobody can help me past me.
Do you get?
I know they can. You see, because I'm very proud of my journey. I'm proud of where I've been. I'm proud of where I'm going. I'm proud of what God is doing with my life and all of that. So even when I don't come off as perfect, I don't have issues with it, right? Now, but for somebody like you who on the outside, there's this outlook of you have it all together and everything like that. How do you blend that with going out there and everybody's like, it's Jibola, you know, and then there's just this, they just assume that you are good, you know, you don't have stresses, you understand? So how do you couple that with the insecurities that you deal with on the inside?
Okay. The question here, if I understand what you're trying to say, like people see you as perfect, but actually you're going through, like, I feel like we all have that point where we're just like alone. It's to just be you and yourself that will know that, okay, this is what I'm going through, but people don't know that is what I'm going through. That's why you have to like calm down, look at the things that are good in your life, look at the things that you can work on. There are a lot of things, like everybody has insecurities. That's why you should not like beat yourself about it or wallow in self-pity because okay, you feel like I'm not this, I'm not enough. Like, can I talk about experience?
Yes, that's exactly why we're here.
Exactly. So there used to be a point in my life, say far back as 2020, where I used to feel like, okay, like I have this thing called body dysmorphism, where like I care about what people say about my body a lot. I care about every little change about my body. I feel like I'm not, you know, perfect. So it's only when I'm at the gym that I feel.
Can we take a minute though? You feel like you're not perfect. I feel like there are a lot of people that won't relate.
You don't want. I don't think. Don't bring me out here. Okay, let's do this.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure people will relate to this part.
But why not?
Because
I mean, I had to work on myself to be where I am today. To be
confident in your own skin.
Because I'm the kind of person, I don't like to be average. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but in every way, in every aspect, academics, life, goals, everything, I just like to be a step above average. So when I'm average, when I'm below average, I tend not to be myself in every way. So even when I was like far back as junior secondary school, I used to not talk. I used to be the kid that don't used to talk because I feel like it's only brilliant people that can talk about what goes on in the class. Who are you? You are getting 20-something out of 40-something people. What do you have to say? Please keep short. So I used to be that kind of girl until like, no, I can't keep doing like this. So I had to work on myself.
So what was that moment for you? Was there a striking experience that you told yourself, you know what, never again am I going to be in the background?
When I realized that nobody's going to come and get me, nobody's going to come and do it for me. If I don't love myself, then I'm just going to be there trying to get validation from other people. So yeah, that was when I knew that, okay, Jibola, you have to do this. You have to stand for yourself. You have to love yourself, you know, regardless of everything and things that I feel like I'm not there yet about myself. Get my point.
Okay, honestly, I absolutely appreciate your story because I feel like in a world where everybody has gotten comfortable with being fake. Like, we all know we are fake and it's okay. It's okay, you understand? Yeah. I don't have fine house, I go to a fine place, I snap fine pictures. It's okay, no stress.
It's okay.
I feel uncomfortable with my body, but when I snap pictures, I show you the nice parts, I show you my nice angles, and you get. So you understand? I feel like it's a very relatable story because in the middle of all of this, like no matter how good you are, you know, on the outside, there are concerns that you have in your own head, and you have to deal with it.
Exactly.
Whether or not people on the outside see you in some sort of way, when you have these insecurities in your head, when you have these concerns in your head, you have to deal with it. I think the question now is going to be, how do you sustain your self-love journey? Okay. How do you consistently love yourself regardless of, maybe for instance, like you said you had to deal with body dysmorphism, right? Yeah. Which means maybe if at some point you just noticed a pimple on your forehead, you are going to get very concerned.
Exactly.
So in those periods, how do you remind yourself that, you know, despite this pimple, bruh, I'm still a speck, nigga, don't play with me, I'm still a speck. So how do you get through those concerns that you have?
Number one thing, like what you said earlier, is that you hype yourself. No matter how I look, I hype myself. My friends know me for that. I don't care about, if you tell me that I don't look fine, well, that's
your business, bro. Now you look at eye.
To me, well, Rihanna cannot stand beside me. So you hype yourself.
Come on.
Yeah.
I hope Rihanna doesn't see this though, because, bro,
you hype yourself in everything you do, you know. And then apart from the physical thing, like I said earlier, self-love is more than just physical thing. You have to forgive yourself of a lot of things. You know, some people are carrying this burden like, okay, I messed up, I shouldn't have done that, I did this. Forgive yourself. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. It's just life. It will pass by. Forgive yourself first, understand the kind of person you are, and then when people say that I want to cut this person off, friendship breakfast, I agree to it. Some friends you just have to cut some people off. Some people that don't value you, they don't add to your self-worth, they don't add to your value, you cut them off so that you can have peace. That's how I maintain my self-love. Anybody that's trying to bring me down or make me feel mid, you know,
Jibola dropping bars. Okay, so there are two things you already mentioned that I want us to speak on a bit. Self-love going beyond loving yourself, loving your personality, or blah blah blah. There's also the aspect of loving yourself regardless of your past, regardless of your mistakes, regardless of your mess ups. Do you understand? So how would you say that you get over the mistakes of the past? Like at what point do you tell yourself that, you know what, regardless of what I did, regardless of whatever mess up it was, I'm still me. I got a great future ahead of me. How do you? Is there something you say? Are you one of those people that do declarations like
yes, I'm one of those people that stand in front of the mirror and say that I am beautiful, I am perfect, I am this, I am that, because you have to speak good things into your life. Like what I was saying about hyping yourself, I can't expect you. If Arike, we're friends, and every time I come out, you are the one that tell me that okay, Jibola, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. What happens when you don't tell me that? Do you get? So when you constantly need somebody to validate you, to tell you that you're beautiful, so what happens when that person tells you that you're ugly? You kill yourself? No. So when you constantly tell yourself that you're this, you're beautiful, you're brilliant, you have everything together, nobody's going to come and tell you what is not, because you don't really care about it.
You mentioned declarations, which I think is a cheesy thing to do, but does it work for you?
It
like
really
when you stand in front of the mirror and like, I'm a speck. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nada.
I'm not sure about the speck part, but when you constantly remind yourself that I'm a kind person, I have love with me. Like, we all have these seeds within us, like seed of kindness, seed of love. So we need to water it by saying these words to ourselves.
Reminding yourself that you are that person.
I'm not really about making friends these days. I'm just about being kind. Just be kind. You have that in you. It's part of self-love to be kind, to love people and all of that.
All right, thank you so much, Jibola. You've said a lot already, and I mean there was also the part where you talked about it's okay to cut people who don't push you towards your goal, who don't encourage you. And I'm all for, I'm very particular about my friends. I don't cap it. Like, my circle, at some point, I started to think that God literally had to unpick my friends, because I'm very blessed. And the truth is, I don't joke with the kind of people I keep in my circle, because I think it's important, it's important to have people who encourage you, who encourage your goals, who encourage your vision and all of that. Just to cap all of this up, right? What would be your word to somebody who's struggling through self-love, who's struggling to tell themselves, you know what, I love me for me. I love every aspect of me, my strengths, my weaknesses, and all of that. So what would be your word to them?
Okay, that is why we are here, for people to see and be able to relate to this part. Okay, so most times people tend to concentrate more on their weaknesses than their strengths. And when you keep concentrating on your weaknesses than your strengths, you tend to neglect your strengths and focus more on the negatives. Look inwards, focus on the positive things, focus on your strengths, build your strengths, just be you. It's enough. Like, are you not tired of looking at yourself, like, wallowing in self-pity? If you look at the mirror, you don't like what you see, then hit the gym. If you want to get that diet, start. Forgive yourself of that toxic relationship that you just went through. Do all of that and come back strong. So
I'm taking that as the last words, all right? If there's something you don't love about yourself, feel free to work on it.
Capacity to change.
And you have the capacity to change it. Feel free to work on it, but don't let anybody make you feel like you're less beautiful, you're imperfect. Like, bruh, cut them off. Anyways, thank you so much, Jibola, for this episode. It was amazing. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Arenians.
Arenians, my people. Anyways, thank you guys for being on this episode with us. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed filming. Love you guys, plenty.